the greatest rapper of all time, Moses.
Simcha Sessions, out-of-the-box insights into history, religion, and politics.
I'm back, and if you want to continue to hear out-of-the-box theories, press like, subscribe, and you'll hear them. You'll hear one today. Moses is the greatest rapper of all time. Yeah, and his sister Miriam, second, I think she's a close second. Some might even argue number one. And Homer, the Greek, the Odyssey, he's running a third. What? Yeah, it's in the Bible, and I'll prove it to you, that he's rapping. But before I do, I want to complain a little bit about the fact that we don't think of Moses as a Jewish rapper. We don't think of Drake as a Jewish rapper, but he is. We take the Jewishness out of artists in the music industry. We think of them, great managers, those Jews. Yeah, the trope, they're good with money. But as artists, excuse me, Leonard Cohen, a Jew. Bob Dylan, a Jew. Lou Reed, a Jew. Pink, a Jew. Even if you look on the internet, they talk about them as of Jewish background, usually. Really? No, they're not of Jewish background. You want Jewish background, you got to go to Bob Marley, who had a Jewish grandmother, or Elvis, who had a Jewish grandmother. That's of Jewish background. The rest are Jews. So Moses was a Jew. David was a Jew. He was king of the Jews, but he was a Jew. And he was a songwriter. He was a harpist. He played the harp, the ancient electric guitar. Today, he'd plug it in. And we still sing his songs. But not only do we forget that he was a Jew, we forget that he wrote songs, or that he sang songs, or an instrument, because we call them psalms. Let's read Psalm 54. Let's read Song 54, Rap 54. He played the harp, and he was an amazing guy. Not only did he write poetry and was a great musician, but he was also a great warrior. No wonder Bathsheba fell for him. So let's talk for a moment, what is rap? Rap is the oldest form of music communication ever, because basically it's poetry set to rhythm. That's what it is. And it has kind of a revolutionary component. It has an anti-establishment component. It has all these other dimensions. But in ancient times, it had even more dimensions because there was no publishing, no recording. You're right, Moses didn't have an iPhone. So the only way you communicated history across time, memory, was through rap, through song set to rhythm. And that's what it was. That's what Homer's Odyssey was. People recited this. The minstrel tradition is called, or griot in West Africa, or the bard in Europe. This is a tradition of minstrelsism. That means of conveying history, the stories of heroes, the stories of disasters, of victory, like the song at sea. But it also had a sacred dimension, communicating with the gods or God. That's what it was all about. The best show. Today we say entertainment is here, religion is over here. In ancient days, it's all one. The best show on earth at the time of Jesus was the temple in Jerusalem, the capital of Judea, the Jewish state. Jesus went there to hear the Levites, who were musicians, and they were priests. Moses, he comes out of Egypt. Remember, there's 10 plagues, then they go out. They're revolutionaries. It's a slave revolt. They're chased by Pharaoh, and then the sea splits. They get to the other side, and he raps. It's called the Song at Sea. It's in your Bible. And in the Hebrew Bible, it's still not written like prose. In the English translation, it's written often like prose. In the Hebrew Bible, it's written like poetry. Poetry set to rhythm. Was it set to rhythm? I'm not sure. Yes, it does. Right away, Miriam jumps up with the women, and she's carrying, it says so in the Bible, tupim in Hebrew, drums, and mecholah. Mecholah is often translated in modern Hebrew as dance, but actually It's a sacred rattle that they used in ancient Egypt. It's a sistrum. And in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh sang victory songs, and his wife's sister, she did the priestess job with the sacred rattle. And that's what we have in the Bible. And what an amazing rap song that is. It's revolutionary, it's beautiful, it celebrates a victory, it celebrates a miracle, and it elevates everyone who reads it or hears it closer to God. We still say it after 3,500 years. So, Drake, you don't have to just embrace your Black American side and prove your creds that you grew up in the hood. You didn't. You grew up in Toronto in a Jewish neighborhood. You can embrace your Jewish side. You can, when they tell you, you're not one of us, you could say that's okay. Because I'm in a very long tradition that from Moses to Drake, the greatest rappers in the world were Jews. Embrace it, Drake.